It's about time, guys, that we start talking about helmets, which is probably something I should have phrased a little bit better. We are talking, of course, about the F1 2017 helmets, and in particular, the new ones that were sort of chosen by Codemasters. If you don't know, there was a competition a few months ago where, you know, people who play the game had a chance to design some helmets, and they were picked, but I can't say helmets without laugh. I'm such a child. I am such a child. So basically, they sent in their competitions, and Codemasters chose the winners, and they have selected 7 helmets for... I can't do it. I can't do it. What is wrong with me? So yes, they have selected 7 helmets for F1 2017. Now, unfortunately, disappointing news about these guys is that you can't actually customize them. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's what I got from one of Lee Mayfair's tweets, is that you can't actually customize these helmets, which is a bit unfortunate, because some of them are great, but the colors that Codemasters have given them sort of make them a little bit worse. And I feel like with my own custom color schemes, I could make these helmets look really good. I've also ranked them from my favorites to my least favorites, so we are going to be going over that at the end of the video. But without any further ado, let's get into the first one. And the first one was designed by Bruno, which I think is probably my favorite one, to be honest. I'm giving that away straight away, but Bruno's helmet is a pretty decent one. Just look at that, the way the colors sort of link in, the stripes in it. I think that is the best looking helmet out of the lot, so I'm sort of giving it away for my favorite one. But it's a good helmet, good design, pretty standard. Unfortunately, at the front of the helmet, you've got, it's quite white and it's quite plain, unfortunately, which is a bit annoying. It's sort of trait that you have of the F1 games, is that at the front, it's always a little bit plain, unfortunately. And with just the free color customization, I still feel like it's a little bit plain, without logos and stuff like that. Hopefully, maybe in the future, they can be able to get licensing to be able to bring into logos and stuff like that on the helmets in the future, because that will look really, really good, really, really decent. But unfortunately, we just have to make do with what we've got. And as well, maybe, I'm not actually 100% sure whether it'll be in the game or not, but just a flag in the circle or a number in the circle, that will add to that. Hopefully, that is customizable as well in the F1 2017 game. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't heard any news about that. That may just have to be a sort of wait and see thing in the future. But if it's not in this game, it should definitely be in F1 2018. That is a must-have. A flag or a number, or to customize your number, should definitely be in F1 2018. But we'll get to that a long way in the future when we do F1 2018 ideas. Today we are talking about helmets. Stop it. Stop laughing. I'm a grown-ass adult. I'm not going to laugh at the word helmet. Okay, so Bruno's one. That's Bruno's helmet. Fuck's sake. So that one is Bruno's design, which I think is really, really decent. Then we go on to Alan Smith's one as well. Sorry as well with some of the names if I mispronunciate them. So Bruno Mantovani. I hope I've said your name right if you are happening to watch this video. But he designed the first one. The second one is designed, this one here, designed by Alan Smith, which is a pretty standard design, you know, pretty simple. I like the sort of shoe, the horseshoe at the bottom with the 2 different colors. And I also like the stripes at the back. It's a pretty simple design, but it works. It's not too bad at the end of the day. There are, of course, worse designs in the selection. So it's good. It's not good. It's not bad. But it's, you know, it's a pretty standard design. If it had customizable colors, they would make it so much better. But that is Alan Smith's design. Not really too much to talk about with that one. Again, just sort of plain on the face. But at least there's a few more colors sort of coming across it. At the back with the stripes coming backwards, they look pretty cool. It's very similar to sort of how Lewis Hamilton's design is in, of course, this season. So pretty good design there from Alan Smith. And then we go on to number 3, which is designed by Filip Oh, right, okay, this is going to be a struggle to say his name. Djordjevic, maybe. Okay, I'm guessing that's how you say his name. Not 100% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Decent design once again, but also the color scheme is very, very bland. I feel like this one, Codemasters, you definitely needed to change up the colors a bit. I know this was very similar to how the guy wanted this to be designed, but I feel like the colors are just too plain at the end of the day. White on light blue on black. Yeah, it's a little bit plain at the moment, but like I say, with custom colors, it would make it so much better and just allow people to have that little bit more freedom. But there's a lot going on in this helmet. I don't like helmets which are too, you know, they're very noisy and there's a lot going on, but also I like there to be a few little crossovers, a lot of different shapes going on them. So I feel like this one is a pretty decent design. with the stuff at the back. The front is not plain. You've got quite a lot of different shapes there. On the side as well, you've got some squares with some rectangles coming off and getting smaller with the stripes. So this one, designed by Filip, is a pretty decent design and maybe could be one of my selections for F1 2017. We're just going to have to wait and see on that one. Then we go on to helmet number 4, designed by Nick Alexander. Now this one is actually a really good design. I really like this helmet designed by Nick. Again, would look a whole lot better with the color customization. Unfortunately, it was slightly changed from his original plan. He wanted the Union Jack on the back, which actually looked really good, to be fair, the way he designed it. But I guess with Codemasters, you can't just have one helmet for one nation, so they had to get rid of that and make it symmetrical at the back, which still works. They've still done a decent job there. The side looks good as well. The way it transitions from the front to the back looks good. You've got the different shapes there. The circle on the top, where you could possibly have a flag up there or a number. So very nice design there from Nick Alexander. I like the blue. There are lots of different colours actually in this one, where usually you only have the sort of standard 3. This one has light blue, white, red and black. So 4 different colours on this helmet, and they all go very nicely with each other. So a good helmet design there from Nick Alexander, and one that I very like. And now we get to helmet design number 5, and I really do not know how this one was picked. There is a ladybird on top of this. Who designed this helmet? Like, honestly, Leonardo La Torre, you win. You win this competition just for that name alone. That is a superb name right there, Leonardo La Torre. But a ladybird on top. Who designed this? I'm pretty sure this person who designed this helmet thought, do you know what? I'm probably not going to win. Let's just have a laugh. Let's just make it, because he did lots of different things on the original design. Had a 4-leaf clover on the back, a shoehorn. Maybe this is just for lucky helmets like stars and stuff like that. And ladybird, maybe that comes into a lucky sort of kind of helmet. But yeah, it's just a bit weird. Like, why is there a ladybird on the top? And unfortunately for him, this is probably my least favorite. Like the bottom part of it, where you've got the red, the green, the white. I like that. I feel that the stars is a little bit cheesy. I'm not too sure about that. But then the ladybird, just like, why is there a ladybird on top of a helmet? It just looks so goddamn crazy. I'm not too sure how many people are actually going to use it. If I see this on an F1 2017 career mode on YouTube, that person is brave. And hats off to those guys, because they've got a helmet with a ladybird on top of it. But, you know, at the end of the day, well done to Leonardo. His competition, you know, his helmet won the competition. So, got to give it to him for that one. And we move on to the last 2 helmets now. William Barker, sorry, not Baker. William Barker designed this one. Now, I spoke earlier about helmets which have too much going on and are very noisy. I feel like this helmet goes into that bracket. There's a lot going on, lots of different shapes, and I feel like there's just a little bit too much. And the colour scheme is not too bad at the end of the day, but there's just, again, too many colours going on, and they don't really work too well together. The Codemasters did really well with the one by Nick Alexander, where the colours sort of, there was a lot of colours going on. There was 4 different colours, but they worked well with each other. This one has got 4 different colours once again, but they just don't work with each other. Like the triangles at the top, they don't work with each other. The red and the blue, then to the black, then the blue, then the red, then the black, and it just doesn't really work. You've got the stripes down below again. Colours don't sort of match with each other, and in my opinion, I just don't like it. Maybe it could be better with different colours. So unfortunately for this guy, if you can't have it customizable, yeah, they kind of ruined this helmet design for him. But I still think, again, it is a little bit too noisy. But at the same time, just like Leonardo's one, it won the competition. It is in the game. So at the end of the day, he has got his helmet still in the game. So he's definitely going to be using this one. But we move on to the final helmet now, designed by, well, he's only got one name down on there, but it's going to still be difficult to say. Ziga. I'm going to go with Ziga or Ziga. Not too sure how to pronounce his name, which, talking about his helmet, talking about his helmet design, it's a good one. It is a good helmet design. I like the way the lightning bolts are across their helmet, but I feel like the colours are, unlike the previous one, they're too close together. And with the dark blue and the black with a bit of red and white there, it's just, it doesn't really stand out too much to me, unfortunately. I do like the front of it. The front of it is a really, really great design. You've got the arrow pointing down. You've also got some spikes coming up here and some different shapes going on. So that's a really good design. You've got obviously the lightning bolts on the side. The back and the top of it, okay, well actually no, the back is actually pretty nice with the shapes at the bottom. The top of it is just sort of make do, where they've got the design so well done around the rest of it, but they just sort of had to make do on the top. I feel like maybe with this design, for me personally, to finish it off, if you just had a circle on top and then just, if this is in the game where you can, you know, customize it with flags or numbers on the top, that would work really well and would actually make this helmet design really, really nice. But unfortunately for me, it's just the, if there was a bit more white in there, instead of the navy blue, it was maybe white or a sort of a brighter color, I think this helmet would be really, really nice. But in all honesty, it's a good helmet at the end of the day. It's a really, really good design. And now I'm going to go through my favorite one. So we're going to start from the bottom, and the one that I feel like is my least favorite, and you're probably going to understand which one it is. Unfortunately, this one goes to Leonardo La Torre. Great name at the end of the day. You win in terms of the best name in this whole entire competition. But in terms of the helmet design, that ladybird, it just throws me off. The ladybird and the stars, unfortunately, it just throws me off. And unfortunately for me, your helmet design is the worst one out of the 7. But it's only the worst out of the 7. At the end of the day, it's still an alright design. And I'm sure a lot of people will still use it if you are actually watching this video. I don't know whether you will be, but if you happen to be watching this video, you know, a lot of people are still probably going to be using that design. They may like the ladybird effect. So maybe that's just my opinion. At the end of the day, guys, this is just my opinions. Don't feel offended by them if your opinions are different. Don't forget to leave it down in the comments below. Which ones are your favourite helmets? I really want to know. But up in 6th place, it is then William Barker. Like I said, there's just too much going on at the end of the day. There's just too much, and the colours don't really go with each other. And unfortunately, because these helmets aren't customizable, it just really lets it down. So William Barker, your design, it was probably good design in your head. And maybe with different colours it might work, but unfortunately with the colours that Codemasters have done, it just doesn't work for me, and there was just a little bit too much going on. Now, it was really hard to decide which helmets would be 3rd, 4th and 5th. The bottom 2, 6th and 7th, I sort of knew in my head where those ones were going to be, and 1st and 2nd I knew which ones were going to be up there. 3rd, 4th and 5th though, battling in the midfield, was very, very difficult for me to choose from, and I've given 5th place to Alan Smith. It was just maybe a little bit too simplistic for my liking. It's a good helmet. Everyone from 5th to 1st were great helmets and really, really good designs, but I feel like it was just a little bit too simplistic at the end of the day. And, you know, like I said, I like something with a little bit of complexity, a lot of shapes and a lot of stuff going on, but not too noisy. I like that sort of, you know, that little bit in the middle, that small margin that you've got to aim for in the middle. That's what I was sort of hoping for with these helmets. Still great design, like I've said, but unfortunately just a little bit too simplistic for my liking. Then we choose our helmet number 4, which goes to Ziga. Like I say, the color scheme on this one just wasn't done correctly. I like the lightning bolts and I like the stuff like that, but unfortunately just the color scheme, the navy blue just sort of lets it down, or maybe a different color where the black is. If these again were customizable, it would be a completely different order. And unfortunately I have to put this one in 4th place, but I still like it. I still think it is a great design. I feel like a lot of people are going to be using this in F1 2017, but unfortunately it is not for me. Right, helmet number 3 for me, that goes to Filip. Really, really good helmet design, but once again the color scheme is just not good enough. I just don't like the way it's only 3 colors. It's just white, black and light blue. It's very simplistic for me. The color form, the shapes and the design of it is really, really good, but the colors are just too simplistic. Unfortunately, that is why it is not in the top 2. But really, really good helmet. And once again, a lot of people are going to be using that for their 2017 helmet. Now, my number 2. It was very hard to decide between these two ones, and instead of announcing number 2, I'm going to go just straight into the one that I think is the best helmet out of them all. And this one goes to Bruno Mantovani. What a helmet this is. This is absolutely... Oh, I just can't do this video. It just sounds so weird that I'm rating people's helmets. I'm an adult. Stop laughing at this. Anyway, this helmet is a really, really good design. Again, I'm a little bit let down that you can't customize it, but the design, the way the blue and the black sort of fade into each other at the top, you've got the circle around it. It's a really good design. It's absolutely fantastic. It was so hard to pick between Nick Alexander and Bruno Mantovani, but at the end of the day, it's got to go to Bruno. It's a great design, and honestly, if it was customizable, I would pick I saw that as soon as these were released, and I was like, that is the one I'm going for. That is the helmet that I'm going for my 2017 career mode. And then unfortunately I found out that they weren't customizable. I just want to put a bit of blue, a blue, white and yellow. That is my helmet design. I want that on that helmet, but unfortunately you just can't do it. And I'm slightly disappointed. I really wanted to use that one for my F1 2017 career mode, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case unless the helmets that there are in the game, once I've sort of, you know, customized them to my colors. I actually prefer the design of that one over the designs with my colors on. I may still go for that one, but the only one I'm going to go for the F1 2017 career mode out of those would be Bruno's one. It might have to be an original 2017 one designed by Codemasters though. Nick Alexander's one, absolutely fantastic. I think it's a great design. Like I said, the amount of colors, they just work well with each other. And I think it's just an absolutely fantastic design. But do you guys agree with the selection of helmets and my order from best to worst? Or are you know, do you love Leonardo La Torre's helmet design with the ladybird on top? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed the video, guys, don't forget to smash a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily Formula 1 content and, of course, F1 2017 content when I get to the game. As soon as I get that game, I am going to be smashing the content. Maybe about 2 or 3 career mode episodes a day for the first couple of days, as well as other Formula 1 content as well. There's going to be loads of content on the channel, probably like 5 videos on the first 3 days, and then after that we may start to, you know, put more quality into the videos than quantity. Of course, they are going to be quality videos from the start. I'm not just going to throw out videos when they're not ready just to have a video there. I am going to be working hard on them. I have got time off work, so I will be working hard on these videos, and I will be trying to make them to the best quality while still trying to get a lot of videos out. So don't forget to smash that subscribe button, ready for F1 2017. Share this video with your friends if you haven't already done so, and I will see you next time. But until then, it's goodbye from me.